did it. We made it to the first episode of Saltmarsh Legends. I couldn't be more excited to get this show started. Thanks for everybody that's out there already for joining us. I'm sure we'll have more joining us as we go here. I am super hyped as well, sir. Thanks for joining us here on Chronos World. We do have some cool news coming up here. We do have a new sponsor with Limithron. He has a Patreon, and he's going to be helping us out with some maps and stuff like that. So I'm definitely super stoked to have him on board with the team here. I'm looking to add some other great creative talent as well. We'll see how that goes in the future. If anybody else wants to hook up with us and do some kind of a sponsor thing, I'm definitely reachable. You can find me at chronosworldgame@gmail.com or in the Discord server, and there's plenty of links around there to find that. I'm super excited to play this tiny little mouse man, and we'll get more into that here as we go. But I've been looking forward to this campaign for a long time, and I'm super excited to turn this over to Connor. He is going to be our GM. He's also known as Baratin in Discord. If you ever want to join the Discord there and kind of hang out with the community, we definitely recommend people do that. Again, you can find those links around all the YouTubes and Facebooks and all that stuff. So I'm excited. So I just want to jump right into tonight, to be honest. Let's go ahead and jump right on over to the main screen here, and we'll do a few quick player introductions before we get going, and I'm going to go ahead and turn this thing on over to Mr. Baratin and the first episode of the Saltmarsh Legends. Let's do this. All right. This is for you, sir.
Hey everyone! Welcome to Saltmarsh Legends. If you couldn't tell by the name, this is going to be heavily based off of the 5e Wizards of the Coast kind of book, The Ghosts of Saltmarsh. There are going to be a few different things. I personally play with a few homebrew rules that you guys can probably find in our Discord. I'll pin them up in the general chat so you all don't get surprised. So again, join Discord if you're interested in seeing why players do things that they wouldn't normally do in 5e. Other than that, this campaign is going to be set in Faerun, as opposed to Greyhawk, which is where Saltmarsh is kind of hinted to be set in the beginning. So don't be surprised if that also trips you up. But otherwise, I am your GM for this campaign. My name is Connor Tibbs. I'm coming at you from San Diego, California. Been playing D&D for a couple years now. Love it. Can't get enough. And I'm super excited to be here. So if you guys wouldn't mind, I would prefer if you introduce yourselves as your players first, and then I have a special way of getting your actual player characters in time. So Indigo, why don't we start off with you?
Absolutely. I am super excited to get this thing going. How's it going, Vincent? Oh man, Vincent, totally awesome to see you out there, my dude. I haven't seen you in quite some time. That's super awesome that you came to join us here. And everybody else out there that joined us as well, super awesome to see you guys out there. Much love to you, sir. That's awesome. My name is Indigo. I am the owner of Chronos World and the producer of all this fine stuff that's kind of coming together here. I'm super excited to get this thing up and running again. Those of you that are out there that were kind of around for the first run of this thing kind of know the passion that I put into these projects and all of this kind of stuff, and I am super excited to kind of get right back to that and just hit it out of the park. So yeah, anyway, that's kind of what I'm doing. I hang out and I make fun D&D things happen, and we'll see what progresses from here. I have no idea, honestly. I'm learning every day as we go, so this is definitely an adventure for me as well. So I am excited to get to this thing. I've been talking too much. Somebody else, please start talking. Thank you.
Let's jump on over to Ashley.
Hi, I'm Ashley. That's it. I don't know what else to say.
Hello, where are you from?
I am from Texas, and I've been watching Indigo, and I've been playing with Indigo for a long time now. So yeah.
Let's jump over to Quinn.
Hey, I'm Quentin, or the Big Quinn, or hey, that guy. I play Brasnik, or in the Fireside Tales, so I'm sure If you're a returning viewer, you know who I am. I'm glad to join in on Saltmarsh because who doesn't love a pirate campaign? I'm told it's pirate-esque at least. I don't know if we're going to be the bad guys or the good guys, but maybe we'll be somewhere in between. That'd be cool. I'm from LA. Always sort of have been. I've been with Kronos Roll from way back when it first started. I had lots of fun then and then stuck around since because the people I met while playing Kronos Roll the first time are pretty awesome, and I'm just glad to be part of everything. So,
How about Eric?
What's up, everybody? My name is Eric. I'm also from California. I'm from the Bay Area. Yeah, some of you might remember me from back in the day, Kronos World. I was Cole, the Kobold Cowboy, in the steampunk game. I was in a bunch of one-shots, and I am still the undisputed king of the arena. So, you know, just a little respect, I think, for that. I know, Quinn. It still hurts. It's fine.
I was so close from taking it from you that one time.
The one time. No. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. It's going to be awesome. And we're definitely the good guys. I mean, everything we do, there's a reason behind it, and it's a good one. That's my character's own thing. Anyways, carry on.
Last but certainly not least, Jared.
Hi everyone, I'm Jared. I'm probably the newest member here at Kronos World. I'm a game designer outside of Chicago. I'm excited to get in there and play some D&D. Looking forward to it. I think we got a good group here, so some craziness is definitely going to happen. And frankly, it doesn't matter if we're the good or the bad guys. It's going to be a good time. So.
All right, and for those of you who also see the alarming amount of red on our dice roller at the bottom center of our screen, yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
That was just had to get the bad juju out.
Those weren't actually in the game.
I was trying to start the campaign on my nat 20. I was going to say, this is how we're going to start this thing off, and then these guys started rolling nat 1. So, let's do that instead. That's typical.
Drown those out real quick.
Typical for a Kronos Roll campaign.
It's just as lucky to roll two ones, I think. So.
It's true. It's true. The luck is still the odds speaking. It's all the same.
The odds are the same.
Luck.
The odds are the same. I'll give you that.
All right, lady and gentlemen. We start off on a scene on sea, if you couldn't tell by the ambient music. The Sea of Fallen Stars, in the center of the continent of Faerun. As we zoom in from the sky, we see a small ship, no longer than perhaps 25 feet long. Clearly a merchant ship, due to the complete lack of any artillery. On board, you see several figures. You see a person at the helm, a human, rather short in years, maybe 40 years old or so. Captain Jacob Smith, manning, keeping a weather eye out for any sort of trouble. You also see a rather excitable, rather furry individual, a diminutive individual who's just looking about, very excited to be on this ship. Indigo, would you please describe your character? What do people see at a first glance?
Well, when I was a young mouse growing up along the sea, definitely spent time on the ocean, looking out across the waters and thinking that what a great destiny lay before me. I am going to be playing Monterey Jack in this campaign. I am definitely super excited for this. I can't even tell you. This is going to be fun. I am a fighter. I am going to be the muscle of the group. Aha! Of course, I am 2'1". So we'll see how that goes. For the most part, I am a mouse folk fighter, and this is gonna be good times. I kind of grew up on the ocean as a sailor.
Oh,
mouse.
just what do you look like? Just what you look like.
Oh, too much. I'll stop now. And I have black fur. I have kind of like typical black kind of mouse-like eyes, and and I'm dressed like a sailor guy. That's all you get to know about me.
Indeed it is. And you hear Captain Smith. Monterey, you see anything over there?
Do I see anything? Should I roll perception?
Roll me a perception check. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's see. My first official roll of the campaign. I'm so excited. As I say this.
So,
No, sir. I don't see anything on the horizon.
yeah, so you look out, and just as you turn around to open your peepers, a wave of salt water splashes and gets you right in the face.
Except for that, sir. I didn't see that either.
Keep a weather eye. And from underneath the deck, there's a small cabin, and there's the sound of not really footsteps, but almost sounds more like hooves coming up wooden stairs onto the main plank. And the Big Quinn, would you mind explaining what your character looks like?
Alright, so the sound of hooves is correct. For my character walks not on feet, but on hooves. And he is a satyr, or fawn. And he's got lovely set of horns that go sort of corkscrew backwards. He is wearing a sort of tan vest with a kilt basically covering his lower section, but still giving him the freedom to move those legs in any way need be. He's got a quarterstaff on his back that is very stone-like. You would think normally it'd probably be wood, since you might think he is of a monkish variety, but no, it's stone, maybe, kind of, sort of, not entirely sure. He has a pendant around his neck that has the image of an owlbear on it, and also it seems like a tattoo or two that are in Gnomish that go across, circle his upper forearm. He has a sort of stern look, but his lines do tip up normally into a bit of a smile as he clops up to top there.
And Omiros, you are followed, as you really have been for this entire voyage, by a small halfling woman, a Fenna Highhill, a merchant in her late 50s or so, very nervous, and she has not been able to seem to calm down since getting on this ship. She's not really known to you, but she has seemed to latch on to you as some sort of comfort, as perhaps one of the more friendly faces on this small vessel. And she is just basically shadowing you. Alright, well, we see stuff's out here, so it looks good. This is good. Why did you want to come up here again?
It'd be nice to get fresh air every once in a while.
Ah, yes, that's a salt. Is that something that you like?
I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it's quite different from being underground for years at a time, so.
I miss the ground very, very much. Captain, when are we? How far out are we? And Captain Smith replies, "We should be setting or landing by sunset today, if all goes well." And as he looks out, you guys see him react to something in the distance. And as you all look in that same direction, I'd like both of you to make a perception check.
Levon?
Alright.
Can't hear you. Indigo.
I actually have a proficiency in the perception skill, so I just rolled it again, but that 21 is good.
Yep, 21 will stick.
Yep.
So, Omiros, you are looking, but not really seeing much. As you have hinted, you're more used to being underground than perhaps in the middle of a big blue drink. Monterey, you have wiped the seawater from your eyes, and your mouse eyes peer ahead, and you see in the distance what looks like a small speck of land, but more interestingly, a trail of smoke coming off of it. It seems too big to be maybe a camping fire. You think this fire may be deliberate as some sort of signal.
Sir, there's something ahead there. I see a line of smoke on the horizon.
I see it too. It's mostly on our way. Well, what do you all think? Should we check it out?
That's how heroes are made, sir.
I mean, I left home to explore some more, so let's get to explore them.
And the captain turns to Feta, who just looks nervously and just, I guess my vote doesn't matter, so let's go! And Smith just laughs and turns the wheel, pointing you in the direction of what this strange signal is. And you continue for a good hour or two until eventually you see just this small speck of land, definitely not more than a mile in any sort of dimension, with a nice grove of coconut trees, although quite a number of them are currently on fire. And you see this is the source of the smoke. Well, I'm not getting off the ship. Do any of you want to go explore?
Ha! An opportunity I relish, sir.
All
And I
right.
guess I'll keep the mouse man company.
All right. You know how to handle oars. As he gestures to the rowboat attached to the side of the ship.
He kind of looks. I look down a little bit, and then I look over at the satyr. Perhaps a job for you, sir. Can we have an oarsman?
He'll look over. Elton! And you see a 26-year-old man, human, with short cropped hair, dark complexion, comes forward. He is kind of the muscle of the ship. He's one of the normal crew. And not much for words, but definitely knows his way around the boat. And without even any further orders, he starts rigging up the boat to be dropped into the water.
Ah, good man.
And so with you two aboard, you start rowing out, and eventually you beach onto this small speck of land. And what do you do?
I'm gonna ride the prow of the boat the whole time, just kind of looking out over the water, like scanning the island the whole time, just eagerly waiting to get close enough.
I would say with your perception check, you notice that there is a figure running around on this island.
I see
Eric,
somebody
would
there.
you like to describe what do people see when they get their first look at you?
What don't people see? My character is a tabaxi, a cat man. He has black fur, but with whites interspersed and like patches of brown. You can clearly see in his braids of his fur, he has jewelry, gold and bronze primarily. No silver. Silver is almost specifically absent from his regalia, I guess. Nothing's too ostentatious, though. He has very nice clothes, but it's not something like... His clothes are nice enough where he could kind of fit into any place, but not so much that everybody would be wanting to rob him. He kind of looks like he could fit in anywhere, basically. And he looks, from all accounts, his outfit looks like it's freshly laundered. Yes, but he is waving frantically from the beach to you guys, and he looks a little panicked because I guess all the trees are on fire.
At this point, yes, all the trees had caught on fire.
as we get a little bit closer, and I'm kind of peering at the beach, and I kind of like start making out who's standing there. I say, "Oh, this island seems to be infested with cat people. Quick, turn the boat around. We'll go back to the ship."
Monterey, that's not nice.
What?
The man needs help. He's trapped on a burning island.
What? He probably started the fire himself.
You have no evidence of this. Do not judge him before you know him.
He's a cat man.
And you're a mouse man, but I don't sit there trying to make sure I protect me cheese from you.
Don't appreciate your insinuations, sir, but my people have been... Fine. We will go and see what's up with this cat man. Continue rowing on, then.
Yeah. Elton resumes his rowing, and within another 10 minutes or so, you guys beach up on the gentle waves of this island.
Kind of jump down and like immediately pull my sword as he comes closer.
No, I do. Please put away your sword. I mean no offense. I've been stuck here for so long. I'm so glad you came.
Are you a hostile, sir?
Do I look hostile? No, I am just a merchant. I was waylaid by pirates, and I am the only one to survive. I think. Did you not find any debris in the water, or?
I admit we were a bit distracted by this giant plume of smoke here. I assume you're responsible for this.
I am 1,000 apologies. I am not one for survival. I tried to make a signal fire, but it got a little out of hand.
I believe it works, sir.
It did work. I mean, you are here. You are right. You are here. My fortunes have changed. I don't know how much longer I could have survived. Excuse my manners. I am Majestic Fable of the Endless Roads. He does a small, now not too flourishy, nothing's too grand, but respectful. As you look around, while the trees are burning, like I said, his clothes are almost immaculate. It looks like they've been freshly laundered. He looks desperate, but not from like lack of food. He looks perfectly fed. But his camp, you can see one of his camp. There's like, it's really messy. I mean, there's like a really crappy shelter. There's kind of like corn, coconut husks just laid about, like fish bones kind of laid about. Nothing, a survivalist he is not, clearly, but again, he looks like he has not been starving at all. There's kind of a dichotomy there. Oh, I do not mean...
Looks like you're not for want on the island. How did you get here, sir?
Oh, as I said, a pirate attacked the ship I was on. I am just a humble merchant.
Pirates, you say?
Yes.
Did any of them have a wooden leg, sir?
I did not have time. It was at night. I did not have time to see, but only one can assume with these pirate types.
Hunting a pirate with a wooden leg.
Well, it seems like you could just throw a rock and hit one, but...
I start lowering my sword a little bit, and then I kind of like look back at him again and raise it up one last time and say, "Have you ever eaten a mouse, sir?"
Like a small...
Like a normal mouse, not like you're like Monterey. But you know.
I fail to see the difference, sir.
No, I have never eaten a mouse. No, I mean, that's... You don't do that. I mean, that's not something
Really?
I would never do. No, not.
I mean, I've eaten a mouse before.
What? How dare!
What? I told you I live underground. Mice come in all the time.
The things I've learned about you, that's almost like cannibalism, except you're obviously not a mouse yourself. I'm not sure what that is, but it's very offensive.
A desperate times calls to desperate measures.
Oh, I've never eaten a satyr.
I mean, I wouldn't wouldn't fault you if you did.
Have you ever
It could be
eaten a
quite
goat?
tasty.
Have you ever
I've
eaten
eaten
goat?
goats too, yeah.
I would never.
Why not? They're very tasty.
What do you eat, by the way? Is it just like a vegetarian diet, or?
I prefer some corn and some barley, of course, and the occasional fish or whatever treat I might just happen upon on the sidewalk. But, we never discuss those kind of moments.
Well, so I only assume you were here to rescue me, no? You saw my smoke signal?
No, we saw a smoke signal. We were like, hey, that place on fire. And then it was you, and we're like, we should turn around.
Excellent, excellent. Oh, I cannot thank you enough. I do not have money now, but one day I shall repay you. I promise you that.
I like this guy.
I sheathe my scimitar. Well, I suppose you're no good to anybody, just stranded on a desert island. Did you find anything good here, sir? I suppose you had time to look around.
Just the coconuts, and pretty much it. You start to go a little crazy when you're here for a month. I wrote a play, but then I forgot it. I mean, it's been... Yes, I really... Just please,
I suppose taking notes in the sand is not very permanent, sir.
No, I learned that pretty quickly. Let me just grab my pack. He goes over and grabs a full weighted pack. Which again, looks like it's not been waterlogged or anything.
While he's grabbing his pack and everything, but quick look around, are there only his tracks in this area, or are there evidence of any other people?
Roll me a survival check.
So, yeah.
Yeah, just him. Some seagulls, maybe.
Can I just do a investigation or perception, I guess, just to kind of see if this fire does kind of look like a mishandled attempt to, start a signal fire?
Give it a nature check. Okay. With your nature check, you kind of do a perimeter around the grove of coconut trees, and you see there's a very obvious point where it was set. And it looks like, from what you can remain of the embers and such, this was somewhat isolated from the rest of the grove, but just an errant wind would easily move a burning frond onto the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one. It's not hard to put two and two together.
Well, we'll have to work on your fire building a bit, but well done, sir.
Yes, I cannot... If you did not come, I would really be in it, because I burned all the coconuts, and that was my main source of water, so... I think I kind of pat you guys on the back. And I just get in the boat, and at this point I'm just like, hey, let's go, let's travel. I really am parched. Nothing but coconut water is... You have any air, is what I'm asking.
Kind of take off my water skin and toss it to him. Lean over to the satyr and say...
It just hits me in the face, because I am...
I don't even look, I just kind of toss it to him without looking. Lean over to the satyr and say, if he tries to eat me, I expect you'll have my back, sir.
No, yeah, I'd never eat it. I'd never let him eat a sentient mouse person. I mean, the other mouses I ate never talked. Who I'm
talking to, Mouse Eater. He kind of walks off and hops in the boat.
I mean, would you be mad if I ate a rat? Is it like a distant cousin or something?
Well, obviously, we've been at war with the rat folk for generations.
So I'm okay with it. Rats are free game, right? And you can see he has a smile on his face. He's obviously joking.
I just shake my head.
And you guys begin your journey back to the ship, which is called the Soaring Gull, by the way.
The Soaring Gull.
And as you make your way back, you see that not only the captain, but his first mate, Nell, a half-elf woman, is also on kind of the elevated prow where the helm is. That's the word. And they are both have dark looks on their faces as you come back on board. And as you follow their line of sight, you see sails on the horizon. This, you can tell right away, is a bigger ship than yours, and its sails are navy blue with accents of maybe brown or copper, something of that nature.
With my background as a Marine, would I be able to recognize the Helldragon?
Roll me a history check with advantage.
Advantage. Ooh. That wasn't that first one.
Okay. With an 11, you would believe that with as fanciful as the colors are, this ship is obviously very well decked out. It's far away, but you can see that there are guns, there are cannons, there are ballista on it. This is a warship. Not quite the largest that you've ever seen, but it's tricked out. You don't know exactly who it belongs to, though.
They haven't
But it does
unfurled
seem
any
to be
colors.
coming towards you.
Call out to the captain. Captain, you got a dark look on your face. You know what those sails mean?
I do. It's a ship belonging to one of the pirate princes.
Once again.
I thought pirates had, black flags, or is that just in the stories?
Oh no, that'd be far too confusing. The pirate princes are much too proud to settle for one particular color. Each one has their own particular brand they prefer to sail under.
Are we in danger, or are we gonna be too small a vessel to run our way?
We don't have the armament to oppose them. They wish to come alongside.
I agree with our small friend. It is likely they will try to board us, and if everyone cooperates, then no blood should be spilled, but expect them to take us finder's fee.
So there's hardly something to find with me as far as fee goes.
Does that mean they'll be taking the Catman?
I mean, Catman, you might want to hide all the gold and bronze jewelry you're adorned with.
Well, that's going to take some while. It's kind of in there, but it's okay.
I'd say you got about 30 minutes.
I mean, I can help out with you. Me and you in the same situation as I pat my legs and you see I have all the fur on my legs.
So, this boat is coming towards you. You guys have 30 minutes to do whatever you want to if you want to try and if you have any ideas. But the captain will say you cannot outrun the ship. It is much faster and better equipped than yours.
We can't really fight it either.
Do we actually have a crow's nest on our ship, or are we too small?
No.
No?
Yeah, let me cast my 9th level to save us. So, do we have anything valuable on us right now? Have we been out collecting things, or?
You are on. This is a merchant ship, and the merchant you're actually traveling with is the halfling woman Fenna, and she deals primarily in textiles. Not anything super lavish, but definitely worth transporting.
I mean,
The rest of you know what you are carrying.
could we, oh, wait, sorry.
And what possibly could be deemed as valuable.
I'm gonna turn to our halfling lady and say, you got anything you wanna hide from pirates? I can't believe he said that situation just now. Can't believe he said the sentence, but hey.
Well, it's already pretty much packed to capacity below deck. There's not really any place to hide it.
I mean, As I look over the side of the ship, is there like ropes that run along the side of the ship and everything like that?
Yes.
I mean, as far as I've got a little bit of gold on me, and I don't really want to lose it before we get to port. Could we do that thing to where, like, we tie a rope near the anchor or something and drop it down and hide it that way? Because, you know, we're probably not going to be moving, so having our anchor down there makes sense. And then, who's going to check an anchor?
Sounds like a good idea to me. And at this point, Nell will go around and with a pretty much a pillowcase. And if anyone who wants to drop their gold or any other goods in there that don't mind getting wet are welcome to do so.
I'd drop my gold in there.
I don't know if I have any gold.
I can be of service for this. We Tabaxi are natural climbers. I can help facilitate maybe on the side of the boat, climb down, make sure it stays hidden.
I mean, no one here has any type of magical ability, right? I'm like staring hardcore at our magically dressed, trapped cat man.
I'm looking around like at the crew.
Yeah.
That would be quite fortuitous if someone knew magic. That's for sure.
And since no one comes forward, Monterey, you know magic?
Oh, dear. I've never touched this stuff.
All right. And with that, they will tie off all the goods and they will lower the anchor as well as the sack into the ocean.
I'll climb over the side.
Okay. What are you doing to help with this? I'm curious.
What am I actually doing, or what
Yeah.
am I telling them?
Sure, what are you doing? Tell me both.
I'm not doing anything. I am just hiding myself over the side of the boat. Yes, but I am telling them that I will, if need be, I'll move the rope around or something. If they...
Okay, roll me a stealth check.
Okay.
Pirates come, the cat man just like throws it on the side of the boat. No, never mind, me on this side.
Okay, not terrible. So, is anyone else going to do something before the pirates arrive?
I was kind of wondering about the possibility of rowing some of this stuff to shore, but I don't know if we'd have enough time to really do anything like that.
It certainly would be conspicuous.
Yeah, it definitely would. I asked her if, is there, what can you afford to lose, and what would you like to, I suppose, hold on to the most here? Hopefully they won't just tax you and not take everything.
And you see that she is just trying to stay calm and not have a total panic attack at being possibly killed or boarded by pirates. But she just points down to under in the cabin where all of her stuff is.
Hey, come with me, woman. We'll look at your stuff, pick out things that are kind of valuable, and we'll put a pile on top deck to just be like, here's tribute, you don't need to go further, we're gonna come by. Maybe they won't look too hard if we give them the prize right away.
So this halfling just like zooms over to you and grabs onto one of your legs as you walk down.
Walking difficultly with a halfling stuck to my leg. Like, this is weird, I have a hoof. I'm not as stable as you might think.
And so together you're able to find some of the more valuable assets and, as you said, hide them kind of beneath. And you are also able to come up with a decent amount of the stuff below that you hope maybe will appease these pirates. As they approach, you see that their sails are a deep navy blue and trimmed with copper, as a matter of fact. It's very flamboyant, and you see there are multiple cannons, 4 on each side, as well as a ballista on the front and the back of the ship. And before long, you see 3 planks come over and land on your vessel. And you see a number of rather unwashed individuals board your ship, and they kind of gather around to one side. That is before another figure, very different from the others, a woman. Also human. Diminutive in size, maybe 5'3", with freckles, pale skin, and very bright red hair and curls. Dressed in a very nice blue overcoat. Just makes her way casually over the plank. Hello there.
I'm going to take a position near our captain, kind of in front of her, in sort of like a bodyguard, defensive sort of a position.
Who might be the captain of this fan vessel? And Captain Smith steps forward. That'd be me. Captain Jacob Smith. Who might I be addressing? Captain Smith. And she gives a deep bow. My name is Caitlin Firelocks. Captain Caitlin Firelocks. At your service. I assume you, like us, were drawn in by this very strange signal in the sky. Have you had a chance to go on land and see what it was?
She's like looking to Monterey like, and it's like that looking like, should we lie? Should we tell the truth?
Let me see if I catch this look before I speak. Because I'm not the smartest mouse. Just throwing that out.
Whoa.
Well, I guess I do catch the look. I kind of look over at the satyr and kind of furrow my brows a little bit, and then, you know, kind of like give him the head nod, like, do I tell him, or like, do you want to take the lead on this? Kind of like, as much as I can express that without saying anything.
Alright, with the head nod, I just assume he wants you to talk, so I'm gonna be like, it's nice to meet you, Captain Firelocks, right?
That's right.
Because, you know, real good last name there, really goes there, too. Very nice curls you got that. I can never get me own for the curl like that. But, yeah, now we've been to the island, and, unfortunately, a new friend of ours, not so good with the fire making, as I throw an arm around our Catman.
Catman's
Wouldn't leave him
overboard.
out. Alright, he's overboard, crap. Alright, so never mind. So, my character would know that, out of character, I totally forgot.
So what's your response?
Sorry. We've been to the island, but it just seems like there was someone there who messed up on building a fire. Like, there's a campsite over there that's full of coconut husks and fish bones. Someone was there for a very long time, but no one there now.
She
Might
looks.
have taken off once fire started to spread to the entire thing. Look, it's still burning.
It is still burning, isn't it? So they just took off. Where do you think they took off to?
I got no clue. I knew to this entire sea thing. Most of my life was either forest or underground. This was like the first journey on the open seas I ever been on.
Roll me a deception check.
Oh god, I'm not good at deception. I gotta stop talking. Got an 8.
I thought I saw someone running down the island to the north there, before we were able to really explore. Can I assist with this? Do you do?
You can
assist
roll
with
your own
this?
deception check.
I'm happy to do that. Usually I like to be a little more straightforward, but I'm just following my friend's lead here. I didn't mean to roll that with advantage, my fault. That would be the 14.
That's fine. She looks at both of you. Interesting.
I tried.
So, what brings you out on the sea this fine day? Where are you bound? And Captain Smith speaks up. We're just carrying cargo to Saltmarsh. Nothing fancy. We don't want any trouble. Trouble? Oh. My dear sir, what do you take us for? We, like you, are just humble voyagers on this beautiful day. And we, well, myself and my general, see it our duty to make sure that vessels such as yours are protected from any sort of ne'er-do-wells that mean you any harm. And you notice that as she's saying this, she has not set foot on your boat yet. She stays on the gangplank. And so, with our tireless duty and service to your cause, it only seems fair that, well, a little exchange of hands is called for.
Right. Oh, we got you on that one.
You want us to give you our hands?
Monterey, she's not being literal, boy. She's talking. Haven't you ever heard the term greasing palms?
Why would we grease our palms?
I give up on him. Anyways, this pile right here, totally yours.
I wouldn't be able to pick anything up, sir. It's ridiculous.
Oh god. But yeah, tireless work, completely appreciated. I feel safer already. This pile of goods, completely yours. Gift and all that.
She gestures, and a few of the thugs that she's with go over and just pick up the crates or whatever it may be and take them aboard their ship. Oh, that was very kind of you. But, there are just so many characters traveling these waters. I'm afraid I do have to insist on a full inspection of your ship just to make sure you're not carrying anything untoward or dangerous to the residents of these shores. And she gestures, and several more thugs go below deck. This one does need some rolls.
I am going to step in the way of these thugs.
Okay.
See, I believe you've been paid your bounty, good captain.
My goodness. Such a big heart for such a small body. And she takes another step. She's not quite on the ship yet. What is your name, sir?
Monterey Jack at your service.
Oh, the pleasure's all mine.
Indeed.
Now, why exactly would you be blocking my associates from going below deck?
Well, here's a simple merchant going about their business, and obviously you're one who deserves respect, and small taxation is your way. We respect that. You can pay your bounty.
Well, as much as I would dearly love to believe you, Master Jack, I'm afraid that many a merchant vessel, very much like yours, proclaims the humblest of intentions, but, well, below the surface, they carry all manner of illegal goods. So I'm afraid I really must insist.
Oh, damn. Insinuation. I look over at the captain. Well, this is your ship, sir.
Captain Smith turns to you and just kind of nods you to the side.
Kind of like look back at the pirate captain and then look up at the two thugs. Another day then, sir. Kind of step to the side.
Do you know what? I think this would all go much quicker if all of you just came aboard our ship. Follow me. You have the captain's blessing. And she turns around with a flourish of her coat, and she starts walking back onto her galleon.
I don't want to go over there, do you?
I mean, never been on a big warship. It might be interesting to look around. Also, I don't think we have a choice. I'm gonna hop up and clop on over.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look to the captain again. Just follow his lead.
you notice that you are outnumbered by the number of the opposing crew on your ship, and the captain once again just breathes a heavy sigh, and he starts to, with his head held high, go across the plank to the other vessel.
On we go then. Kind of put the hand on the hilt of my cutlass and or actually grab the handrail because I'm 2 feet tall. Pull myself up to the rail, jump up and walk across the plank, and jump down.
So, Fable,
Yes.
you've been underwater for a while at this point?
No, I've been on the side of the ship.
Okay. In that case, you have heard everything.
I am underwater, but yeah.
I would imagine that as the ship's approaching, you can kind of spider climb with your tabaxiness to go to the side that they are not approaching from.
Yes.
So, what are you doing, having heard what you have heard?
I mean, I would still be kind of waiting out to see how all this pans out. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of... One thing I would look for, are there torches on either of the ships?
No,
It's still the middle of the day, right?
Middle of the day.
Okay. I'm honestly, I'm still checking things out.
Okay.
Kind of seeing where... Yeah.
So you're staying on the side of the soaring goal.
Yeah, I mean, I might kind of crawl around the other side and just kind of like peek my head out just to kind of see and hear what's going on in the ship.
Roll me a quick perception check then. Okay. With a 15, as you peek around the bow of the soaring goal, you see the last few members of your crew cross the gangplanks onto this much larger galleon. And you look around, you see the water is actually behaving a little unusually. As opposed to constant waves, you see in a radius around this galleon, it is just completely still.
Okay. Huh. Can I see anything underwater?
You look under, and I also hit the 15. You see there's suddenly a flash of silver of like these small minnows swirling around, and then you see more and more. And as you look down, you see that there is almost a whirlpool or tornado, a cyclone of sea creatures that are orbiting around where this ship seems to be.
Well, that's different. It was more like a ruffle. Okay. Do I see any like not messages? Do I see any like intention behind this, or is this?
You have never seen anything like this before.
Okay. Is there any stray fish going by me?
I mean, there's a lot of them, so they are
Okay.
within a few feet of you. If there's something you want to try.
I want to ask them. I want to strike up a conversation with one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. Excuse me.
Roll me a quick charisma check.
Okay.
Okay. There is one, what looks like kind of like a puffer fish, breaks off from the pack and kind of flops its way over to you. Now remind me, can they talk to you, or is it just
Yes.
one direction?
Oh, they
Okay.
can talk back to me. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Hello there. Most majestic of puffers I have ever seen. May I ask, what are you all doing here? Is there some type of event, or I don't know, is this a ritual of yours, or is someone getting married? What's...
Oh no, it's just... It seemed like the thing to do.
Yes, the thing to do. Interesting. And you do this often, or is this something that you can trust me? I am I do not eat fish. I am a purely vegetarian.
That's a deception check right there.
Okay. Hey, I'm good at those.
Okay. Okay. And this fish just sort of, you see that several times in this conversation, he seems to almost be drawn back into the pattern, but he seems to be able to shake it off somewhat.
I don't know.
And then he starts drifting back into the pattern.
Oh God, I got to talk to somebody beside the fish. They don't have much to say. Fable, you've gotten into it now.
Are you doing anything different, or are you staying where you are?
I guess I'll hang out. I mean, I'm just kind of this is a lot of new things coming my way, so
Okay.
processing all of this.
Meanwhile, back on the deck of the galleon, all of you are pretty much waiting. You have all your possessions, and no one's touched you or anything of that nature. But you do see that a number of the goons are going and just turning the soaring goal over, looking for anything they can. You do notice they are not checking the anchor, though.
What is the name of your fine vessels? Captain.
Oh, the name of this fine vessel is Rhyme's Reason.
Rhyme's Reason. Glorious name for a pirate, but I mean a sailing ship of the sea.
She walks up to you. I'm sorry. What was that you said?
It's a beautiful ship.
And you see her kind of twist her fingers, and you hear something, a splash from the side of the ship, as suddenly water comes up. Several gallons, maybe the size enough to fill a jacuzzi, to give us a modern idea of how much water it is. And you see it just become almost serpent-like and completely surround the two of you. You know, a common expression is, I think it's a mouth like a sailor. But my good mouse fellow, and you see the water gets closer to both of you. If I were you, and I was on an unknown vessel, captained by someone with talents you're not entirely certain of, I'd keep my tongue very still. Did you catch my drift?
Points were made.
And you see her wave her arm, and suddenly the water goes back overboard into the ocean. And you look, and you notice that as she was talking, she was sort of fingering a pendant around her neck, a shell. But then she turns away and goes back to the helm of her ship.
I'm gonna go towards her if I can.
Yes, Master Satyr, was it?
Yep. Name be Omiros. Yes, again. We already met, but nice to meet you. That was very impressive control over water you had there. You wouldn't happen to be trained in the ways of using an energy called ki, would you?
I can't say that I'm familiar with this key, if it's not by that name, if anything else.
I mean, one other thing would be world energy, but I mean, if you're not familiar, you're not familiar with it. But anyways, it just, your control over the element of water reminded me back when I was, before coming to this plane, when I had powers of a similar nature. Unfortunately, plane hopping apparently takes a toll on a guy's body. I've been reduced to not even being able to channel the reserves I've built up for years at a time.
That sounds like a very sad story, Master. Darn your name. Omiros. I don't believe I use this world energy you speak of. I learned my talents from my General Rhyme. Prince Rhyme, as it were.
Oh, okay. That explains the name. I was wondering whether that was a lyrical rhyme or somebody's name.
A little bit of both.
Well, your general has talents I aspire to reach once again.
Oh?
Just for curiosity's sake, you wouldn't happen to be able to control any of the other elements, would you?
I would, as a matter of fact.
He's like clomping giddily. Just to meet someone else who can do what he used to be able to.
She holds out her hand, and there's suddenly fire in it.
Like this little kid that like stamps their feet when they're really happy, but it's with hooves. So she's like, just giggling about it. It's so good to see the elements being used. Oh, I miss those days, and you've brought me so much joy just by seeing it. Though, I mean, it was kind of scary the way you talked to Jack back then. But anyways, it's just great to see them again.
What are you doing on this vessel? What is your purpose here?
I mean, we're going to Saltmarsh. I'm not exactly new to this world, but I haven't been on the material plane for the longest time. Most of my life was spent in the Feywilds. Yeah, so basically, I'm journeying once again to get in touch with the elements once more so that the world energy may be once again mine to command.
Well, that's highly intriguing. I appreciate an individual with high aspirations. Unfortunately, we have obligations to attend to, but would you be interested in joining up with us?
Oh, I mean, what does that include? I mean, not against service and all that, but I value my freedom quite a bit. The first time, as he like leans closer conspiratorially, the first time I was learning about this whole world energy thing, I had a master, and I think he wasn't so great because I was taller than him. He was a gnomish fellow, and very. His corrections were very violent in nature. So I treasure my freedom very, very much. I mean, don't get me wrong, love me master, but too many bruises.
Oh, fair enough. But, as you can see, the results of the training of Prince Rhyme are rather indisputable. If you can't join us now, perhaps I'll look you up in Saltmarsh later.
Feel free. Go grab a drink, and maybe then I'll be ready to join up with you. Possibly, I don't know. I just want to get back to how I used to be. So maybe there's always a chance.
And at this point, some of the goons come back over, and one of them comes over and starts whispering to Caitlin. Fair enough. Well, gentlemen, ladies, it seems that you are cleared. It has been a great pleasure doing business with all of you. Is there anything else that we can do for you?
Perhaps. I've been on a mission myself for quite some time, and looking in seemed to be someone who knows these waters. I'm looking for someone who attacked my ship some time ago, left me for dead in the waters, killed my captain, and wished to, of course, seek revenge upon this person. I know not much, but the sound of a wooden leg upon the ship, a wicked laugh, and a bent for destruction. I know it's not much to go upon. There's a pirate that sails these waters that matches this description.
With the wooden sound, it's certainly a hint, but perhaps not as good a one as you might have hoped. Was it a male, a female?
I guess that the laughter sounded male.
Would have been easier if you said female.
There are a lot of wooden-legged female pirates in these boats.
There's a fair few, Master Jack.
Well, pirating is dangerous business, I suppose.
And she starts to turn around, then she freezes again. You do seem to come up with that word quite a bit, don't you?
Or what, pirate?
Aye, pirate. And she looks you over in your armor, and are you wearing, I imagine, some of your royal regalia, that sort of thing?
Yeah, I probably would have, some kind of insignia from my past in the Royal Navy, as, like a, some kind of a mark on my armor, or perhaps like a clasp of, my tattered cloak.
And you see she starts to reach over and just gently fingers the insignia when suddenly there is a sound from below deck on her ship. And she stops.
Was that me?
Thank you for that information, Master Jack. Go see what it was. And that is where we're going to take a short break.
Okay. All right. I am going to go ahead and get us over to that intermission screen. Please go ahead and grab any kind of sodas or drinks or bathroom breaks or anything like that. We'll be back in 2 and 2. See you guys in a minute.
See you soon.
All right. I think we did it. I think we're there.
I think.
Are we back?
Yes, we're back!
We did it. Hands up in unison. High fives. Yay! High fives all around. All right, we made it back. I am so sorry about that, you guys. A little bit of a hiccup going on there, but we got it fixed. Wouldn't be live stream gaming if we didn't have something like that happen. So, anyway, I will turn it right back over to Connor.
Yeah, so, for those of you who are joining us, welcome. For those of you who are rejoining us, I think it's about time for us to meet the other two people on the screen who haven't done anything yet. So, for that, we need to move over to the small village of Saltmarsh. It is primarily a fishing village, with not a very large population, maybe a couple hundred people, largely human. And this fact is very obvious to those who are not human. One of the few non-human inhabitants of this village is Maya. Maya, will you please describe what your character looks like? What do people see when they first see your character?
You first see Maya. She has pale blue, scaly skin. She's very short, but she dresses sort of like a human. She tries to fit in as much as she can. She tries to hide the difference that she sees, as to hide the guilt that she has with her long-ish hair. Brown hair. There we go.
And so what race is Maya?
Maya is a trident.
And so, Maya, you're about in your early 20s or so, and so you have a job at this point, and your job is working for the Bronze Stone Boaters. Now, when you hear boaters, you might think there's more than one ship. There's only one ship. But the owner of the ship, a fishing ship, a dwarf by the name of Fred Bronstone, wanted to make it seem a little more grand. He really planned on moving things further along a little bit, starting one ship, moving to two, going from there, still one ship, but he's kept the name. He's a rather affable dwarf, and despite his penchant for seasickness, he has not let that stop him in his dream of owning a fleet of fishing ships. And you are pretty much his go-to deckhand. But you know that your boat steering's been a little bit off recently. So you guys have hired the go-to carpenter of Saltmarsh, a gnome who has quite a head for vessels on the sea. And you notice as you are walking up to the docks, you see him approaching. Syd, what do people see when they first look at you?
Boy, when people first look at Syd Guiltyspark, Syd for short, you see a short gnomish character. He's got brown hair, but you can tell that it's been stained like on his own. So there's it just doesn't look very cleanly done. His hair is kind of pulled back out of his face by a bandana. He's wearing just normal clothes. Always got his little hammer on him. Generally grinning, happy to be everywhere. But he's very, very, very wise and, like you said, very handy carp beater. So.
But how old is Syd?
He's about 40s, early 40s. And as a gnome, he still kind of looks youngish. So for their species. So he has a little bit of facial hair, kind of almost like some mutton chops he's working on, but not too impressive yet.
So at this point, you two are meeting on the ship, on the docks. You don't see Fred anywhere. He appears to be a little bit late.
Yeah, your ship's is broken. You got some major patching that needs to be done.
Yeah, I kind of figured that out. Just by the way it goes in the water.
Yeah, the holes will do that. The water just comes right through them when you put it on the water.
Yeah, I tried to tell Fred.
Yeah, if he doesn't believe you, then we're in a large bit of trouble then.
Yeah.
Are you related to Fred, or?
No, I just work for him.
Okay. Well,
You guys hear some puffing as a very sweaty, red-faced dwarf with very dark black hair comes running around a corner. Oh! And he's clutching his side. Oh! I'm here! I'm here!
Breathe, big fella, breathe. You don't need to die before you pay me my coin.
Don't worry about that. Right. So, both of you, let's get on the boat. And he will hurry on ahead. And you notice before he jumps on, he actually stops himself and takes a deep, fortifying breath. And Maya, you are very used to this. And as opposed to jumping, he gingerly takes 1 foot on, and like an old man. He's not that old, but he is moving like an 80-year-old as he gets onto the ship to make absolutely sure not a single drop of water gets onto him.
Okay, right. Easy does it there. Easy does it.
What you waiting for? Get on!
Syd will kind of pretty gingerly spring his way up, on various holds, and he's pretty dexterous.
I will just climb on after him and says, You're gonna have to get used to the water if you're gonna be on ship.
Hasn't stopped me yet. Cast off! And he takes in some of the lines, and you guys are suddenly on the sea. And
Should we patch the holes first?
holes.
Got minor abrasions all over the place. This thing's a death trap.
Cast on! And he quickly steers the boat back towards the dock.
My tools.
All right,
Not
and you guys tie yourselves back up. All right. What needs to be done?
Shite, you got... Just on the surface, you've got a couple minor holes that need to be patched. I mean, the whole thing could use a good cleaning. I mean, there's splinters everywhere. I damn near cut my foot open when I stepped on here.
It's wood. What do you want?
I want it to float. Otherwise, we all die. Can you breathe underwater, mister? Can't touch the water. Hasn't stopped me yet.
Well, that's what she's for.
She's going to carry you to shore. He'll just start patching shit. He doesn't even care. Like this, just the fact that it's in disarray would bother him. So he's just going to start fixing things as he comes across them.
I believe you have a special ability that helps you with that.
I do. He's pretty handy around ships. So he has the capacity to. Oh God, where is it here? So you have to patch ships. Assuming there's wood and carpenter tools, I can do repairs on the water vehicle.
I believe you do a roll for how many hit points you give to the boat. So why don't you give me one of those?
Yeah, let's see. When you use this ability, restore number of points to the hull, you go to 5 times your proficiency modifier. A vehicle cannot be patched by this way until after it's been pulled ashore and fully repaired. So it's just 5 times 2, right, for my proficiency modifier? I don't think I actually need to roll anything. So 10 hit points.
Yep, 10 HP. And with a good few minutes of hard work, it's a little sloppy, but you can get the feeling that this dwarf is not going to wait for very long. So you do a quick patch job of what you can, and water has stopped entering the vessel.
Syd he'll break things that aren't needed right now to repair the things that are needed and come back to them later on if he needs to. If there's no spare wood, so.
You probably do, unless you want to start disassembling the dock.
Well, if I had more time, I probably would. Everyone's dock, so it's free wood, I believe.
Alright, you done yet?
We're afloat, if that's what you bloody mean. You
Great! And you suddenly see a large dwarven behind as he once again starts to very slowly make his way onto the boat.
Oh, good lord. Good lord, man.
Don't rush me! And he just... Eventually he gets back on the boat.
Good lord. I haven't had
Alright, Maya, cast off! Take 2!
Maya more gracefully moves around him, moves around Syd,
Yeah.
and not pushing him around, and will set sail.
Alright. And there is a small mast that is able to set sail. You guys move, but and you see that it's more of a rudder system than an actual helm. And despite Fred's best attempts, you can see that he is constantly having to make adjustments to actually go the direction he wants to. It's almost, Syd, if you would guess, there's maybe not even a rudder there at all, and he's just...
Never mind. We'll look when we get back to shore, but carry on. Where the hell are we going?
Well, we're gonna see. It's a day we're gonna fish. You're gonna watch us in action, and then you can tell us your diagnostic process once we get back on land.
It's a live action assessment. Okay, I wasn't quite prepared for that, but carry on.
All right. And you guys sail to your normal fishing spot. In Saltmarsh, these spots are very much prized. You don't go into another person's territory, and it's just an unspoken agreement. And so with Fred, he's been fishing for quite a few years now, and he has a pretty decent spot by an outcropping of rocks. And so you guys toss in your nets, and you wait about an hour or so, and you pull them up, but they are absolutely bare.
That's That's not right.
Oh, well, maybe it's just a slow start. Toss him back in, and he will.
I'm not a fisherman, but should there be fish in those nets when you pull them up, or is it part of the whole sailing thing that we're doing now?
Do you want to be used as bait?
Oh, okay. Good.
And the nets go back over the board. And once again, you guys wait for a good hour, maybe 2, before you pull them back up. And once again, there is not a fish in these nets.
Maya looks to her captain. She's like, do you want me to go down there and see if there's any fish at all?
I think that might be a good idea, yeah. Go on then.
We'll dive in the water and take a look.
All right. Very familiar to you. You dive under, completely submerging, and roll me a quick perception check.
Okay. My computer is being slow.
Here it is. Woohoo! So 19. Maya, you know that you're not in particularly deep water. It's maybe 60 feet down to the ground level of the ocean bed. And you dive down and you look and you see a good amount of seaweed, plant matter, but you do not see a single aquatic animal in your line of sight, which is incredibly unusual.
I'm going to swim a little bit farther out to see if there's any at all.
All right. You start to make your way swimming. What do you imagine? How do you think Maya swims? Does she do more of the dolphin kick mermaid, or does she do kind of a breaststroke?
Breaststroke.
Okay. So Maya breaststrokes her way a couple hundred feet away from the vessel, and you continue to look, but there is no sign of really any animal life in these waters. There's a sort of stillness even outside of just the swaying of the weeds. But other than that, everything is just not there.
I'll swim back to the boat and inform Captain.
Well, shite! There's nowhere else we can fish around here without pissing someone off.
I swim farther than our area. There's nothing.
Hey! Noam, you said you patched us up, right?
We're in working order, Captain. I mean...
Just what I wanted to hear! And you see him turn the sails, and you guys are going deeper into the ocean.
Oh, okay. Yep, onward.
I turn to Sim like, I hope you're okay with water.
I mean, water's good. Better than the Captain, I suppose, but... tally ho.
So you guys travel onward deeper into the Sea of the Fallen Stars, well within line of sight of the shore. But Maya, you would know this is beyond what normal day fishers would actually go to. And so the captain says, well, do you reckon we should toss the nets, or Maya, do you want to take another look to make sure we're not wasting our time?
I'll go ahead and take another look.
Ready? Off you go.
I dive right back into that water.
All right. You dive back in. Sorry, go
Is
ahead.
this water deeper than the other, or?
This water is much deeper, so much so that when you dive in and you open your eyes, you cannot see the bottom.
I will try and swim to at least I can see the bottom.
Okay. You start to dive deeper and deeper, passing 50 feet, 100 feet, 200 feet.
Am I seeing any fish?
Roll me a quick perception check again. Let's see if your computer's caught up.
Syd is just like hammering the same spot over and over, not doing anything, looking over the.
Oh gosh.
Okay. With a 7, you know that your mother actually has discouraged you from traveling deep into the ocean. Having to get this job on a fisher ship itself was a conversation between you and her. And you know that you are not supposed to be out this deep. And so there is this excitement bubbling up inside you as you look around, seeing things, seeing plants, and hopefully seeing creatures you've never seen before. But again, you just look around, and eventually you see the bottom off in the distance. It's much more murky out this deep, but you do not see any signs of fish. But then, it's almost as if you hear something. Off in the distance, traveling through the water itself. Almost this kind of whining noise. But when you focus on it, it almost changes from a whine into a melody. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no. Oh no.
That's usually not good.
I'm going to give you advantage for reasons.
Oh, thank God.
That's kind of reasons, the ones you don't
I
want to.
didn't roll.
Reasons.
Advantage.
Okay.
Can I just roll again?
Yeah, you can roll again. That's fine. Okay. With an 18, you feel this sudden urge to follow that melody and go closer. But you realize, wait, there's still the boat, there's the gnome, there's the captain. I need to... You don't feel compelled to follow.
I'll just shake my head and go back up.
Okay. Eventually you break the surface and you see your vessel right where it is. You can easily follow the hammering sound, if nothing else.
It's a real light tap. Pretend like I'm doing something. I charge by the hour, so gotta look busy.
I go and tell them that I didn't see any fish.
Did you see anything that might be scaring them off? Anything?
I heard a sound, like a singing sound. That's about it. An alluring sound.
Well, I was humming up here. I mean, that's pretty damn alluring.
I was too far down deep to hear you, though.
Perhaps.
And you see Fred goes over to the side, and he looks like he's about to dunk his head in, but then he...
Oh,
Literally trying to pull him in.
Oh, you see he's sweating again. And
You
just...
think coward? Throw me in the water. I'll listen.
Are you sure?
Before you
legs.
get an answer, Fred grabs him after being called a coward and tosses him overboard.
I was hoping for a dunk, but sure.
I went pretty far down deep. I don't know if you can go down that far.
I don't want to go down that far. I just want to dunk my head underwater. But here I am now.
I will say, Syd, knowing that you are going to work on a ship, and particularly the rudder, you would have a potion of water breathing on you.
Well, it's a pretty valuable potion to hear a melody underwater, but I will take a little chug-a-lug-lug. I'm going to go down, take a little listen-y-poo, see what I hear, and actually take a little assessment underneath the boat as well.
I'll follow him just to be safe.
Okay.
Of course, I could always use the help. My little nubs don't swim as fast as you probably do underwater. And
Can I grab him and just like drag him along?
Oh, yeah. I would say because he is so small, your speed is normally 30 swimming, you're down to 25.
that's good. That's good. Really rub that in, why don't you, DM?
So
Always.
you guys start to go down.
Little guys gotta swim too.
As Syd, you quickly start to feel uncomfortable. You've had this potion before, but it's still a very jarring experience when suddenly you go from breathing air to breathing water. And you guys descend further, and it gets to about 20 feet when you start to feel change in pressure. 30 feet, up, this is feeling weird. 40 feet, this is bad.
Gotta blow out the ears to release the pressure. I read that somewhere. Oh, Sailor told me that when he was buying me a drink.
And Maya, you start to hear that melody again. Syd, roll me a perception check.
Shite. Perception. Oh, that's a 24.
Okay. You start to look around. You can also see the ocean bed, and you see the plants swaying with the tides. But you don't see any other creatures. You look around. You look for any sort of fish, even minnows, predators, maybe something that would cause this. But you don't see anything, and you keep you're focusing on your ears, trying to hear this melody that this Triton has told you about. You don't hear anything.
This is eerie. This does not seem natural. Can I speak underwater? I can't with the potion of water breathing, right? Can I talk underwater?
Yes, you can. You can talk and breathe, cast spells, however you want. You don't have a swim speed, though.
I'm gonna kind of look. Do I know what direction this sound is coming from?
Yes, you do. It is
I'm
trying
kind
to
of
draw you
look in
towards
that.
it.
I'm gonna look in that direction.
It doesn't visually seem any different. It just appears to be more water further out to sea.
Do you still hear the melody?
Do you not?
No, I don't hear anything but the voices in my head saying, "Get the hell out of the water."
It's coming from that direction. She'll point to the direction it's coming from.
Can you get a sense of the distance?
I don't know if that's such a good. I don't know if it's a good idea to go listen further for it.
Why do you say that?
It's almost like it's kind of wanting to draw me into it.
There is a lot of red flags. Well, if we know the direction, perhaps we get out of the water and follow on the boat. The boat. I can assess the boat to see how it'll handle in the bigger waters. See if it can hold its own on the way back.
Okay, we can try that. We'll discuss it with the captain.
So we swim back to the boats, or I guess I get dragged back to the boat.
Yeah, you get dragged.
By my feet, like just flailing behind her. Can I assist the boat underneath really quick before we pop up?
Yeah, give me a investigation check on, as you just ask Maya to wait as you actually investigate the keel side of this boat.
It's an 18.
Okay. You see that the rudder is gone.
Son of a bitch.
You see, just splinters where it was before. But otherwise, you can definitely see a few weak spots that need some TLC. But otherwise, nothing concerning.
Especially in the open water, you think it would handle okay even without a rudder?
I mean, you have a sail, which is something.
It's so we're going in a direction. We just can't change it. All right. Just like climb out of the water. You got no rudder, you idiot! Just take the wheel off. You're not steering shite.
It's not a wheel. It's a little, the hand.
Oh Jesus! Well, you're not steering. It's just it's a lever. That's all it is. A lever attached to nothing. You'd be better off just using it as a bat or a weapon of some sort.
Well,
and you owe me gold for my potion that I had to consume. These things aren't cheap.
Fine. What did you find, though?
Your boat's in shambles, and there's not a damn sea creature in the water. And there's some melody playing in the distance, for all we know.
That might be where the fish are heading. I can hear it, but apparently Sid could not.
And could be only females could hear it. I don't know. You wouldn't let us dunk your head under the water, so we have no clue really what's going on.
So, if that's where the fish are, which direction was it?
And I'll gesture in the direction.
And he will adjust the sail and catch the wind and start heading off in that direction.
Don't you touch that rudder. It's a waste of time. And it's an insult, frankly, to my craft.
You hear, you get the feeling that Fred is just kind of disregarding Sid's insults and complaints and jibes at this point. And you continue your travel. I'd like both of you to roll me a perception check.
Shite.
Ooh.
24.
11.
Okay. So Syd, you keeping a weather eye out, see this long before anyone else does, and you see a speck on the horizon. And given your proclivity for maritime vessels, you recognize it quickly as a ship. It is a ship, and it's unusual in that its sails are a dark blue color, which you know would be extraordinarily expensive.
Captain,
Hey!
we are approaching a vessel that has far more value than the one that we are currently on. Much larger.
Oh.
And probably has several working rudders.
Rub it in. Alright, what's it look like?
It's large blue sails. Maybe a hint of gold. I don't know if I can tell from this distance or not.
At the blue sails, he... Wait, what? What'd you say?
Blue sail, blue, the color of the ocean. You daft bastard.
I think it's about time that we maybe think about heading back.
Oh. That bodes well. Turn us around then, Captain, by all means. We'll wait.
Right! And he reaches for the rudder.
Maya dives in the water. I want to dive in the water to see where if the sound is near or if it's coming from that ship.
You would know that as you are traveling, and about this time, you start to hear the melody even when you're not in the water. So as you dive in, it is suddenly... It's not so much just this thin, reedy noise as before. It's almost like a full orchestra that is engulfing your entire form in this melody. I need you to make another wisdom saving throw. This time without advantage.
Damn it. Okay.
Does it sound like sha-la-la-la-la, don't be shy?
I'm thinking some Enya.
Wisdom?
Oh, good, okay.
I'm gonna fail this.
Hey!
Okay. Maya,
Bingo, bango, bongo.
you feel these vibrations. They seem to reach to some part of you. The part of you that really belongs in the ocean. But you are able to not get completely swept up into it. And you shake your head, but you do see out of the corner of your eye a couple of fish that are just seeming to be lazily swimming towards the direction of that ship, but before they swim out of sight.
Okay. But do I know that that's kind of where the sound's coming from is the ship?
Absolutely. At least that direction. It could be beyond it, it could be before it, but it is in that direction.
I kind of pop back up and be like, the sound is nearby. I can hear it out of the water, and I can feel it in the water.
Well, that's all well and good, but that's... My dear, that's not a very nice ship over there.
I saw fish.
You saw fish?
I saw a fish swimming towards the boat, the ship.
And you see him freeze and then look down at the rudder. Tries to give it a. It moves very easily. As there is nothing, no drag involved in this rudder.
Don't you dare, you dwarf bastard.
Well, it seems like our rudder doesn't seem to work.
Shocker doesn't seem to work.
I know who to guess.
Could you tell me the last time it did work? Would be the question I'd ask you.
Maybe February. But anyway,
Jesus.
to the fish. And you guys continue to sail into the really about the only direction you can go towards the ship. And as you approach, you get a better feel for the ship. It is a full galleon. And you see that there are not currently, well, actually they would be open for this situation. There are cannons that are clearly visible. There is a ballista on the bow as well as the back. And it is bedecked in what you can tell, Syd, to be very expensive wood. No expense has been foregone to make the ship as formidable as possible.
My Lanta, that's a beautiful ship. Like he was just affixed at its awe and it's just majesty of being on the water.
Would you like a moment alone with the ship?
I'd like multiple moments alone with the ship. That'd be fantastic if you don't mind. But in the meantime, I'd kind of worried about the cannons facing us. Our fish crazy captain in the back.
Great. And you see him turn the rudder. Oh, great. You see him grab a part of the sail and try to adjust it, and it turns the ship about 10 degrees.
Good. Now we're going to only get the left 3 cannons instead of the right 12. That's good. That really worked out for us.
Well, if you're so worried, why don't you go ahead and try and scout it out and see if there's anything you can do?
Do?
I do.
Do where?
You do.
What do you want me to do?
Well, I mean, you can go aboard, maybe climb aboard, see if they're friendly before we, careen into them.
You want me to climb aboard a ship we have no clue where it's from, with cannons open, and see what the happening is.
Well, you said you were all dexterous.
Okay,
you climbed aboard this ship like a little monkey.
He said, "Oh, okay," and he just jumps in. Curiosity takes the best of him in all situations.
This is a very pretty ship.
Yeah, it's gonna be a beautiful moment. He's gonna slowly climb up, stop for a minute. The wood terrain is just absolutely.
Oh, you're not there
impeccable.
yet.
Oh shit! It's a long swim. I only got me nubbed, so I don't know how long I can make it.
They haven't noticed your tiny vessel yet.
Oh.
And I am going to hop in and make sure that he doesn't drown.
Okay. That'd be quite a feat, considering he can breathe water, but...
Oh, I forgot.
There's a will, there's a way. Don't get me.
I know people who can choke on air, so...
Yeah. So, the two of you, going back to your piggyback style, start cutting through the water. And you start to see a multitude of sea life, be it fish, mammals, a few dolphins, some sharks, but all of them are...
DM.
Not that you see.
Good.
But eventually, when you approach this galleon, you see that underneath it is just this tornado of sea life that is just lazily swimming almost in a daze. They don't seem to be acting as they naturally should.
Should we just grab a few fish and head back, or what's the game plan here?
I'm going to try and talk to some of the fish.
Okay, how does that ability...
So I can talk to them, but I can't understand them if they try and talk back. Okay. So I just kind of want to see if I can get one of their attention.
Go ahead.
I'm going to try and go for a dolphin.
Okay.
Since they're smarter than fish.
Sure.
Excuse me, Mr. Dolphin?
Roll me a charisma check.
Who the hell are you talking to? Not a dolphin?
Just a saving throw, or just
Not a saving throw, just click on your charisma skill.
Oh, okay.
Good
I
dog.
picked the right partner to have in this adventure.
All right. You are able to gain the attention of this dolphin, and he kind of shakes his head a little bit before turning and swimming over towards you. Oh, good eye.
Do you realize where you are?
No.
Do you hear the sound, or do you feel it?
Yeah. That's really pretty. And you see his eyes start to glaze over.
No.
Suddenly, he goes back to swimming along with all of the rest of them.
That was incredible. Obviously, all I heard was.
Oh yeah, he can't talk to you.
That was incredible. I
wait,
just came over like that.
I didn't want to say anything because I was just like, I'm just gonna let him figure it out.
Yeah. So essentially,
Yeah.
before it turned back around.
What's going on down here?
The fish and sea life are basically hypnotized by the sound.
Should we scoop a couple up and head out, or should we climb the ship and see what's going on?
I said we climb the ship. But
How does the bottom of the boat look? Does it look pretty nice, pretty well made?
It looks pristine. Like it just had a teeth cleaning only for its hull.
Oh my, that's a gorgeous sight there. We should get out. I'm hypnotized looking at the bottom of this boat as well. We should probably climb it, I suppose, and see what the hell's going on.
yeah, but we shouldn't get caught.
That's
In case, if this is what they're doing to sea life, and they see that I'm part sea life, I'm kind of scared.
Do you want me to go up first and take a little quick pixie poo and see what's going on, and then you can come up back behind me?
Yes.
Okay. Stay right here. Don't talk to any more dolphins. Well, maybe that was actually pretty cool. Talk to a couple more dolphins, see if you can get the what's happening down here, and I'm gonna climb up and take a little look, I guess.
Yeah. So you break the surface of the water, trying to keep it stealthy as possible, made to swim. And you look around, and as you were coming up, you actually noticed there was a smaller vessel, a broadside of this ship. You decide not to go that way, however, and you come over to the side that's less busy. And you look at the ship, and again, you're just taken aback with just how magnificent the design, the aesthetic, everything working together. Except for one feature. You notice that one porthole has bars bolted across it.
Oh, that looks terrible. Does it look like good craftsmanship or no?
It actually looks like a rather rushed job, and doesn't match anything else on the ship.
That's a try. Can I fix it a little bit real quick, or can I investigate this portion?
You can try and get a closer look. Yeah.
Yeah, then we're gonna scurry on in that direction.
Okay, roll me an
Get a little
athletics
closer to
check
it.
really quick.
I was really hoping you'd say acrobatics.
No, that's not climbing.
It could be.
It's really not.
It is.
That's a 5.
Okay. You
Slippery the wood.
slippery and soaking wet. You very slowly, painstakingly make your way up this boat. And it takes you a good 5 minutes. And Maya, you get bored. And these last 4 minutes, you're just watching this tiny gnome slowly make his way.
It's not pretty. I apologize. You have to see me like this.
Yeah. He climbs a total of 5 feet up to get to this porthole.
Give me a boost.
I'm pretty short too. I don't know how much of a boost you will get from me.
Oh, shit.
All right. You have eventually made it, Syd, and you see that these bars, you're actually able to hold on to them and they easily support your weight, but you see that they are padlocked shut.
I don't like locks. locks keep the knowledge out. Is there a way to get a little tricksy poo and get that lock open?
If you have your thieves' tools, you can certainly try.
Do I see him doing this? Or am I too far down? Too far away?
I mean, are you on the surface?
Yes.
I mean, unless he's trying to hide it, you see him doing something with this window.
I wouldn't hide it from her. I would try to be as discreet as possible climbing a ship, but not necessarily like. I'd like every 5 feet. It took me 3 hours. I look down and doing great, and then just keep going. So
It's highly reminiscent of Fred getting onto his vessel.
I don't like that comparison at all. I can tell you that right now.
I thought you were supposed
yeah.
to be taking a look on the ship.
I'm getting this is not natural. Not natural bars. And I would have my thieves.
Yeah, give me a thieves' tools check.
Is that just that?
It will be Dex, yes.
Okay. Oh, I did a save. I did the wrong one, I think.
Yeah, but you rolled a 16, which is
Yes.
more than enough. And
Plus
you,
2, plus, yeah.
yeah,
Plus 3.
you take some time, and there is a familiar click as the lock is undone, and you seem to be able to open this window if you so wish.
Oh, boy. Am I within talking range to Maya?
You're 5 feet away from the water.
Oh,
You're very.
I apologize. I didn't make it very far very quickly. Should I go in or should I go up?
I guess
It's open.
you have
It's open. I dangle the padlock and then I drop it in the water and just wherever it goes, it goes.
Well, I guess if you have it open, go in.
Does it push in or out?
Out. Towards you.
Push it out. Pull it out. Take a little peeksy poo in. Do I see anything?
You do. You see what appears to be a small cabin. It is really not more than a closet, though. And you see that there is an assortment of what looks like sheets and blankets. And on top of them, asleep, appears to be a small girl, maybe 9 years old. She
boy,
looks filthy.
This is how you get arrested. I've read about. I heard the sailors talk of stories of getting arrested like this. She looks filthy.
She looks filthy and
She look-
uncared for.
Yeah, she looks malnourished.
Yep.
That's not good at all. Psst. Little girl. Maya, shh. Be quiet down there. Little uncared for girl. Can you hear me?
She seems to be sleeping.
Can I fit through this hole?
You can.
Oh, it's good to be at home. I'm gonna look back at my eyes. There's a girl in here. I'm just gonna pop in real quick, see what the happening is, and I'll be right back.
Maya's gonna start climbing up.
Roll me athletics check.
Yeah, let's see how what you do. Laughing at me the whole time.
Natural 20.
Yeah, she said 4 natural 20s in a row. What could go wrong? Shit.
You're fine.
It's your long legs. Yeah, I will pop in. I will pop into the porthole.
All right.
And
You squeeze in. Roll me an acrobatics check to see how you land, to make sure you don't land on this girl. There is really not a lot of room.
shit. All right. Oh, it's a 17.
Okay. You are able to, the old game Twister style, put your right foot red and your left foot blue and dodge, landing on her limbs.
Oh, please don't wake up. Please don't wake up like this. I'd like to get in a like weird position for a small girl to wake up in.
Does Maya see this? See the position he's in?
You can probably see it through the porthole, yeah. Roll me just a quick stealth check, Syd.
Okay, that's good.
Both of us or just him?
Just him for now.
Okay.
Oh, it's a 21.
You're holding still, holding your breath. She rolls over, but she seems to still be asleep.
Oh, thank you, Jesus. Kind of come over and get in a non-threatening position and just kind of like gently tap her. Little girl. Little girl.
As soon as you touch her,
Oh, shit.
she flinches and scurries away and just looks around and sees you.
Oh, hello. Hi. Hello. Just your friendly neighborhood Syd. Popping in, see how you're doing. Hi. Look, oh, look. And I poof like I use my illusion magic that I can do. I can do things, and I create a like a little tiny like a little unicorn. Just have it like gallop in my hand. Just like, oh look, it's just hi, nothing menacing.
Syd, I think you're scaring her more.
Oh shh. That's my friend Maya. My friend Maya in the window.
I'm gonna slowly come in. Do I have to do an acrobatics as well?
Since she's now taking up as little space as possible, so you don't have to worry about landing on her. And since you are a very petite figure, you are able to make it through this hole as well.
Help her in or whatever. Hi, we're just passers-by, and I just popped in and saw that you might be in trouble. Are you in trouble? I'm Syd. Yeah. What's
Would
your
you like
name?
our help?
Okay. Are you hungry? Would you like some food? And do I have anything that's not like sopping wet at this point? Probably not.
Nope.
Oh, shite. Would you want some water? I should have some water in like a little flask, I think, right? Yeah, have some water. Here, help yourself. Get some water.
She just gulps it down, rivets of water falling down her face.
Okay, well, you don't want to cramp later in the water. That's good. Not drink too much. Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Are you in trouble? You're in trouble? Okay. This is odd. This is not what I expected the situation to be in.
Should we help her?
I should always help a starving child, I feel like, but I don't know the circumstances. Is she like locked? Do we see bars in this area?
You see that there is a door, and again, this is basically a closet. But what you can put together is that there was a window that was clearly barred, and there is a door that appears to be the only way out.
I think we need to look around before we take her out.
Sure. The door's locked.
Do you try it?
Can I check out the situation around the door to see if there's like any sort of
Roll me an investigation check.
Sure. That's the one thing I do with some sort of success. 17.
It doesn't appear to be trapped. It looks like a rather rudimentary lock, similar to the one on the window.
Can I take a little try at it here to see if I can get it open?
Give me a Thieves' Tools check.
Just this time, just regular dex, right?
Dex plus proficiency, unless you have expertise.
No, not in those yet. So, dex 13 plus proficiency is just 2, so 15.
Well, 18.
Okay, yeah. So I could just do a save because the save automatically.
You could
has
just do a
proficiency in
save,
it.
yeah.
Okay. I was making sure.
So
yeah, 18.
Once again, you fiddle with these rather old tumblers, and it doesn't take you long before there is a click, and the door appears to be unlocked now.
Should I peek out there, or should you want to climb back up? It took me almost a half the amount of time to get here. Should I just take a look outside and see what's going on?
Yeah.
Okay, I will open the door and take a look and see if I see or hear anything going on.
I'm going to stay by the little girl.
You open the door, and you appear to be in a hallway with a number of doors leading off on either side.
Okay. Do I hear anything?
Roll me a perception check.
Sure. $20.
You hear a number of footfalls above deck, and it's odd, but you would swear you hear hooves, and they appear to be dancing.
Oh, okay. I turn back and they've got a horse on the ship, which is incredibly rare for this type of vessel. Maybe they transport... Girl, do they transport horses on this ship? Do you know what a horse is? It's like a four-legged... Yeah, okay. No horses all around? That's odd. That's gonna be weird. Should I go further up, Maya? Should we...
Will you be... I turned to the little girl. Will you be okay by yourself for a little bit?
You see
Or would
her
you-
grab onto your hand, Maya.
Do you want to stay with us? We're going to go and check out up there. Okay. Let's go check it out.
So we will all kind of stealthily head up that direction, I suppose?
Yeah.
Similar to the outside of the ship, the inner parts of the ship are similarly kept immaculate. The floors are just pristine. It looks like you could eat off of them, and the walls, the paneling almost reflect your image back at you. And you slowly make your way down the hall, and there is a set of steps that leads out with a small stained glass window in the door, and you can tell that leads to the outside.
I'm going to peek out
Okay.
and keep her behind me.
You grab the door handle. This one is unlocked. And you slowly open the door to peek out. And that's where we're going to end this session.
Oh, shite! We've got a little girl! Yeah,
We have a little girl.
You have found a little girl.
our very own session 1, and we've already have a child to take care of. What's going on?
So, next week, the party will converge unless you all really conspire against me.
I'm not gonna lie,
I like
it crossed my mind to just grab the girl, throw out the porthole, and just leave the rest of them to their own nonsense up there.
That's what I was like. Should we just like grab her and leave, or should we go check
We will
it
see
out?
if our cat deigns to join the rest of the party.
We will definitely see how that goes next week on, I'm so used to saying the Fireside Tales, Saltmarsh Legends. Man, we just finished episode 1 of this brand new show. I'm so excited. Thank you everyone that's been hanging out with us and watching the show. I'm super excited to pick this up again next week. I can't say how excited I am. You guys all did a great job tonight. Go ahead and jump in our Discord and shout some love at these guys for the awesome work they did tonight. Please come visit us and hang out with us there anytime that you feel free. I will make sure to drop that info into the chat here again. And yeah, come see us. Yep, someone is super awesome to do that for me. Thank you, kids. We will definitely see you at 6 o'clock, the Pacific time, same time on Thursday. I know it's a challenging day to come and watch, but you guys did, and you're awesome for that, and we appreciate you. There's other shows that happen on Thursdays. We won't name them because that brings
There can't be any other shows.
little shows.
Regardless, you can find any shows that
You
may
came by
miss
the
from
best
us
show
on
that's
YouTube.
broadcasting tonight. And you can also definitely come see us on YouTube. He is absolutely right about that. I'll be working on that to get that uploaded tomorrow, and I'll let everybody in the Discord know when that stuff is available. So, again, thanks for coming to visit with us. Thanks for the new followers. Thanks for the new subs. Definitely appreciate any support that we get. Thanks again to our new sponsor, Limithron. We're going to be able to feature his first map next week. I'm very excited about that. And definitely reach out to me if you want to be a part of this. And you'll see a lot of hats at the end of the end credit scroll tomorrow. And if you guys want to have your name in one of those hat spots, please contact this guy because that would be awesome for me. Anyway, love you guys. Please come see us again next week on Saltmarsh Legends and Chronos World. Thanks, guys.
Good night.